one night leftover Vegas restaurant. One night. They can feed the whole Africa. They can feed the whole India and Pakistan.
Wait, what?
Welcome to the Bucket List Life Podcast with Trav Bell, the world's #1 bucket list expert. Bucket List Life's mission is to help you get off the treadmill, stop Groundhog Days, hack your habits, and live a regret-free life. Because we know life's way too short not to live your bucket list life. So please welcome your host, Trav Bell, the Bucket List Guy.
Hey, bucket listers, welcome to another episode of the Bucket List Life podcast. Oh my God, this is exciting. My guest today, thank you so much for tuning in, but my guest today, oh my God, is Fahim Fazli. Did I say that right, Fahim?
Perfect.
Oh my God. So here I was only, a week ago, and I'm in Dana Point, California, and I go, I'm a freak, as you may or may not know, listeners and watchers. I'm a freak with my coffee, and it has to be on point. I'm a full coffee nerd, and I found this awesome coffee place in Dana Point called Coffee
Coffee Import.
Coffee Importers. There we go. Shout out to those guys if you're ever in Dana Point. Anyway, so I'm talking away and I'm speaking Australian. And then this guy turns up and goes, "Hey, Australian, yep. Do you know Chris Hemsworth?" I went, "Yeah, well, everyone knows Chris Hemsworth. I mean, famous Hollywood actor. I was an actor. I've been in a movie with him." I'm like, "Yeah, right, as if." So, sure, mate.
You
Sure.
thought it was the other bullshit American.
Yeah, another bullshitting American. Yeah. And to all my American friends watching this, yes, another bullshitting American. No, and then, mate, we got into a massive conversation, not bullshit. Then I researched you, and then, it's not just a movie with Chris Hemsworth. I mean, it's how many Hollywood movies have you done? Seriously.
I've done 120, 25 TVs, movies, all these A-movie TVs, everything.
Over 100. And I've heard you're the cream of the crop in Hollywood if you've done more than 100 movies, and you've smashed it. Bro, thank you so much for one, doing this podcast with me, and two, being an awesome, approachable guy, because we had a great conversation. We've become mates, and it's been a pleasure to get to know you in this short space of time. The DMs going back and forth on Instagram, but mate, I'm stoked to dig into your story. The first Afghan-born Hollywood actor. Oh my God! So that is one hell of a claim to fame. I tell you, mate, tell me, how long have you been in America?
I've been in this beautiful country 41 years. When the Russian invaded Afghanistan in 1979, my mom was midwife for the president of Afghanistan. My dad was the president of National Bank. When the Russian invaded Afghanistan, I was 12 years old. And my mom come home crying. She says, "Fahim, Aris, and bunch of my sister and brother, we have to leave Afghanistan." Then my dad made a decision. No, we cannot leave all of us the same time. I'm going to keep Fahim, my younger brother, Aris, to stay with me. You can take my two sisters and my older brother, because we don't want the KGB get a red flags. And my mom made a decision. My two sisters and my older brother leave first from Afghanistan because of communists tried to kill us. And what happened, they left. We didn't see them for 6 years.
6 years? So what year did they leave?
They left 1980, and well, 1985, we made a decision to leave Afghanistan. Me and my father and my brother. And took us 7 days, 7 nights, walk all these mountain, 22,000 feet heights mountain to arrive in Pakistan.
It's a movie, isn't it? Your life is a movie. So you had to flee as a refugee, escaping the war.
Yep. Yeah, we went to Pakistan after 6 years living in refugee camps. Then we went to an American embassy to find out where my mom is, and we tell my mom's name and my two sister and brother, and we found out my mom ended up to as a refugee, asylum refugee to Virginia, U.S.
Wow. How long were you in the refugee camp for?
We were there for 2 years. We were
Shit.
there for 4 years.
How many people on estimate were in that refugee camp?
5 million.
Fuck.
5 million Afghan was escape. It's called Palachunar and Peshawar, and we all ended up to Pakistan refugee camp.
Oh God, man, I can't even imagine. It's a yeah. I did not know that. So there you go. This is why this is very raw, and this is why I've found I'm like
I know. We met briefly in Dana Point, California, and I want to tell you something. Australian people, they're very, very friendly and very beautiful people in the world. Not because I work with the Chris Hemsworth and that the movie 12 is Strong. He was the most beautiful man in the world, and he gave me a warm welcome to be in this group as an A actor, and I'm not an A actor, I'm a B actor, but it's still, he was appreciate the way I introduced myself. And by the way, I gave my book to him as well. Fahim speaking, I signed it for him, and he was the most beautiful man in the world. And not only him, as I studied last 45 years, Australian and Canadian are the most beautiful people in the world.
yeah. No, that's amazing to hear. And wherever I've traveled, like you have, travel around the world, and quickly I quickly claim my Australianship wherever I go. Yes,
The good things about Australian and Canadian, when they travel, they put their flags on their backpack and they walk around, make sure that even the Taliban left Australian and Canadian.
Well, that's what I was saying to you, that like friends of mine, and shout out to Jenna and Eamon, who literally are, and I think I told you this when we had coffee, friends of mine have recently done a stands tour. So that's, you go to every country. I think there's 7 or 8 maybe countries that end with Stan. Afghanistan, Pakistan, Turkmenistan, all the stands. And they did that, and they went into Afghanistan. Now, Jenna, she's a beautiful blonde lady. Eamon, he's Egyptian, Australian. And they've got these selfies, these photos, flanked by 2 Taliban with the Taliban flag, the black flag in the background, and they're carrying AK-47s. And I'm like, dude, that's one hell of a picture. It looks like you're in a hostage video, but it looks like it's one hell of a picture. And this was only a few months ago.
When the American left in the last, Afghanistan is called graveyard of empires. We
Graveyard of empires.
We defeat Mughal, Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, Russian, and now they says we defeat American and other 28 countries, 32 countries. The reason we didn't want to take orders. We didn't want to take orders, and when you come to our country, we welcome you. We shake hand with you. You welcome. I mean, of course, your friend was there, and she knows we're very warm welcome to people.
They were welcome with open arms, and they they couldn't have said more positive things about their experience in
I'm so
Afghanistan.
glad this, even I served this country, America, as a culture technical advisor linguist for U.S. Marine. I did a
I know. This is crazy. Okay, so there's so many fucking questions I got to ask you. All right, so how do you get into America? Just like, how old were you?
asylum refugee, which is asylum refugee means we don't have a country. We got kicked out by the Russian, and we don't have a country. We ended up, thanks to Ronald Reagan, thanks to Australian, thanks to German, thanks to French, thanks to other countries, accept us as a refugee. But you have to understand, sir, other country want to accept us as a refugee. Even we were a refugee over there, they won't give us a citizenship. Australia,
Yeah. But there's a lot of Afghans in Australia, as we've discussed as well, and Australian opened. We've got pretty open borders. So
you do, you guys do.
Yeah.
I want to thank the Australian government to allow Afghan come over there to get a refuge. I mean, we don't have a country. We got kicked out by 4 different government: Taliban, Russian, fundamentalists, communists, and all these countries, like especially Australia and America and Germany and all in Holland and British to give us shelter. And I want to salute you guys, and I want to thank you guys.
I'm sure the Australian government is watching and listening to the Bucket List Life podcast in this episode. So, thanks, guys. But you're right. Like, it makes me think, and we're going to get onto the movies, the books, the marine life. You being in the, God, we've only got so much time, as I know you're so busy. I imagine, like, if we went to war and I had to be a refugee as an Australian, I think, there'd be a lot of countries that would hopefully welcome Australians around the world.
Because you guys are the nicest people in the world.
Well, hopefully, yeah. Hopefully we've got some street cred out there and we've been nice in the lead up. So, open borders, thanks, guys. That'd be pretty cool. But imagine being a refugee when the borders are closed, and we've seen that obviously in some countries recently. Anyway, you come to America. How long before you become a citizen?
Because I was an asylum refugee, and we have more opportunity to become a citizen because we came here legally, not illegally. We wait in line, and we've pursued the whole process. And it took us 5 years to become a citizen. As soon as we arrived there, they gave us Social Security and a green card. That means we're automatically part of America, automatically to be a welcome to America.
And then you can start paying and then you can start paying American taxes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Sure.
So where do you
run away?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Now we're trying to do everything to avoid them. So how long have you been in Dana Point for?
Almost 39 years, sir.
So did you come to Orange County? Did you start there, or where'd you start?
When we came to America, my parents, my mom and 2 sisters and brother left early. They ended up to Virginia, and we have to go meet them after 6 years. The family got united.
That would have been so cool, man.
Oh my God, that was very emotional.
6 years.
6 years I didn't see my 2 sisters and older brother and my mom.
And you knew they were alive and well, and they knew you were alive and well. Okay, cool.
The first 5 years we didn't know until we get in Pakistan, because every letters, every phone call we received from my mom was getting cut off by Russian communists, and we didn't know where they were until we get in Pakistan. Then we got in Virginia, and we got united after 6 years. And I was very happy to see my mom, 2 sisters, and a brother. And later on, we made the decision to move to California.
So how do you get into acting? How did that start? And let's just, before we get into the backstory of how you, like, I just went on to, look, I did it before when we met, and I went on to Wikipedia, onto your Wikipedia page, and I was scrolling for quite some time with all the movies that you've been in, and, 122 plus movies and all the rest. List out some of the bigger movies that you've been in.
I've been the latest is Superman, which is coming out 2025. Iron Man, American Sniper, and 12 is Strong, which is with Chris Hemsworth. And this is beautiful pictures. I want to show you guys.
So if you're listening to this, Fahim is showing a picture of him and Chris Hemsworth in his book on the movie set of 12 Strong, which is, you've been in some of my, like Argo, American Sniper, Iron Man, Covenant,
yep.
And I just watched this the other day with that Luke, the actor Luke, with 5 pounds of pressure.
Yeah, it's called 68 Whiskey, and all these. Luke is a British or Irish? What is he?
Yeah, something like Welsh.
Yeah. He's a beautiful man. I work with all these actors. Be honest with you, sir, I'm not bragging about who I am or what I did. I'm more proud of to be Afghan-born American, Afghan-born came as an immigrant this beautiful country. Follow my dream, follow my passion, and later on I pay my dues for this beautiful country as well.
And you've starred alongside the biggest names in Hollywood. In what movie has been your biggest speaking role?
I done Rock the Casbah. I have a bigger speaking role, and I done American Sniper and The Point Man, which is a Korean movie. 35 hostages ended up to Afghanistan, and I was the leader of the Taliban, and I would release them, and I took $25 million. Not me, my character, the real actor. And be honest with you, a small part, a bigger part, I don't care. All I care about, they're all my children. I respect them as my children.
Yeah, I love that. And what I love about you, man, is when we met, hung out, still hanging out, here we are today, there's no ego whatsoever. Whereas, and we talked about this, is like, if I dare say that if I was in 122 plus movies or whatever, and definitely any American actor were in that many movies, you would know about it within the next, you'd know about it straight away, because it'd be blah, 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 but you're so damn humble, dude.
The reason I've been humble, but you have to understand, sir, I came from a third world country, a country been invaded more than 500 centuries, since 18th century by British, Mughal, Pakistan, Russian, American. And you have to understand, sir, you don't have to, if you become a famous, doesn't mean you have to show off and be cocky. We're above others. We're all equal. We all human. We all come from Adam, Eve. We all children of God. If your grave, my grave, or rich grave, or a poor grave, the same grave, 6 feet down.
I love that. It's a 6 foot. Yeah, it's a 6x2.
Yeah.
It's the same grave,
right? You guys call foot 6 foot,
6 foot meters, whatever. You're completely correct, man. And what was your best experience on set?
My best experience on set to make a friend with makeup artists, make wardrobe, and director, producer, and deliver my lines. Make sure I won't do any mistakes, and make sure I'll be not being the blacklist. And my biggest favorite experience, 122, 23 movies. I'm not trying to bragging about it. The most beautiful actor and actress, like Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hanks, Robert De Niro, Robert Downey Jr., and all these people. I learn every day. I'm not on their level, but I'm here. But I'm still admires their work, and I'm honored to be part of their movies.
Awesome, man. And give me close to camera. Give me, you called it the, there it is. There it is. That's the money maker, ladies and gentlemen. If you can see this right now, this is the, what do we call this? The weathered, distinguished look.
Weathered, distinguished look. Don't fuck with me, man.
There you go. Oh my God. That's that. I'm like, so I read something there and I'd love to just dig in, like how many times you've been typecast as a terrorist, you know?
It's kind of sad.
Yeah. I mean, like I just watched you in Iron Man and it's like, yep, terrorist, 12 strong. Yep. Terrorist.
There's.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, Chris, what's his name? Robert, what was the movie? All these people working as the bad guys doesn't mean they're bad people. You have to deliver the bad character, how good actor yours. Like a Scarface. Scarface, he's not a Cuban, and he's not a bad guy, but you know how to, Al Pacino, he knows how to deliver it. But if you give me the script, if you give me the dialogue, I will deliver it for you. But I got lucky. Unfortunately, it's kind of sad. We lost 3,000 people in 9/11, and we lost 100,000 Afghan, Iraqi, all these other people. But my market opened to be a bad guy and terrorist, and I took advantage of that. And a lot of these fundamentalists that took advantage of religion. There's nothing wrong with Christian, Catholic, Muslim, all these things. They hijacked the religion and they took advantage of Islam. And I do look like a Islamic look like, but I took advantage of it and I deliver all evil and how bad they are. And shouldn't be that way. Christian, Catholic, Muslim, we all should be equal and brother and sister.
Oh God, I love that. I love that. I love that from you, especially. I agree 1,000% So how did you break into doing movies in the first place? We'll go back to there and then come into you being involved in the US military. So how did you get into acting?
My dream was become an actor, become an author, become a soldier. When I was 12 years old, I told my dad I want to become an actor. In Afghanistan, India, all those Central Asian country, if you say you want to become an actor, you're low life. They want you to become a doctor, lawyers, engineer, and bunch of other stuff. As you know, a lot of Indian, Pakistani, Afghani, most of them, the most successful doctors, lawyers, and engineers and computer programming. And I want to be the black sheep of my family. And I told my dad I want to become an actor. He slapped me so hard, almost
bullshit. Really, really. Your dad slapped you because you said you wanted to be an actor.
Yeah, because he wants me to become a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, other stuff.
To respectful.
And, respectful. And you have to understand, sir, those countries, they're pushing their children to become a doctor, lawyers, engineer, other stuff. But you have to understand in America and Australia, look at Chris Hemsworth, look at Tom Hanks, look at Robert De Niro, all these things. They're the most successful people in the world. Doesn't mean they have to go to a school to become a successful. And I was a street smart and I was very talkative and I love people and I want to become an actor. And
the natural extrovert. I mean, everyone, like at that coffee shop, everyone fucking loves you. And you and your dog, and and you're the most likable guy, and that just makes sense that you're on the screen, you know, doing what you love. And I can see that, just knowing you, I can see that you're a natural artist, you're a natural storyteller, right? And so that's awesome. I love that the fact that you've followed your dream, and Okay. We'll go to the book first. We'll go to the book and then we'll come back to the Marine bit. So Fahim speaks A Warrior's Odyssey. There we go. A Warrior's Odyssey from Afghanistan to Hollywood and back. Look at that. Awesome. There we go. When did that come out?
And Tom Hanks endorsed it as well.
Tom Hanks. Wow.
Yes. Tom Hanks endorsed it right there.
That's so cool. And you got is it right that you got an award for that?
Yes. I got two military awards, and Tom Hanks, Chris Hemsworth has my book, and Clint Eastwood endorsed it, Bill Murray endorsed it, Bruce Willis endorsed it, and a bunch of Philip Hoffman, Seymour, peace and rest in peace to him, he's endorsed it, and Jack Black endorsed it. A bunch of other actor, director, producer, and colonels, generals, American generals, they all endorsed it.
Dude, so it's not just the acting; it's you got a bestseller on your hands, and you've done 2 books though, haven't you?
Yes, sir. Blood and Family, my next one. It is already released. I don't have in front of me the copy. It's too far. I don't want to leave.
I'll put the links in the show notes. We'll find them. And that's obviously your journey. I haven't read it yet, but I will. That's your journey from that we've just spoken about, yeah, but in detail.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
From Afghanistan to Hollywood, back to Afghanistan, and come back.
So you went back to Afghanistan. What was your role with the U.S. military?
Be honest with you, sir. When 9/11 happened, I made a decision how to pay back my dues for this beautiful country. This country gave me a shelter. This country gave me a citizenship. This country helped me to escape the Russian and the communists. And I came here when the 9/11 happened, and I'm knowledge of speaking more than 7 languages. I didn't quit acting. I told my agent, my manager, I want to go pay my dues for this country. And my agent, my manager said, why are you doing that? You're doing very well in acting. Why are you quitting? I'm not quitting. I just want to go pay back. And I joined the Marine as a...
So just hang on. This is fucking amazing. You know, like, so how many movies, like how deep into your acting career were you when 9/11 happened?
Almost like 50 movies. 50
Shit.
movies.
So 9/11 happens. It came out that was who did it, and how was life for you? I love that your immediate response is to get on the front foot rather than the back foot. Get on the front foot and pay your dues. You know, that's so cool, dude. And what was your response when you saw the towers go down and you found out who was involved?
When I found out that these 2 towers go down, I know that was Saudi Arabia. 19 hijacker was from Saudi Arabia. And I was wondering why we invaded Afghanistan, because bin Laden was living in Afghanistan, and 19 hijacker was from Saudi. And there was a question coming in my head, why we invaded in Afghanistan? None of those hijacker was Afghan. And I knew it.
Hang on. So none of the hijackers were Afghanis?
None.
I did not. Okay, so I did not know that. Fuck.
Yep, sir.
Why the Afghan war? Hello?
But you have to understand, sir, let me rewind back the history of Afghanistan. 1879, when the British invade Afghanistan 3 times, they couldn't defeat Afghan. They got India, Pakistan, and they invade Afghanistan 3 times. They lost because we Afghan were get supported by Russia. 1879. This war was 9/11 happened. There wasn't because I'm Muslim or Christian or Afghan or Saudi. This war was started. This incident started the revenge of 18th century. And we don't know deep inside. I don't want to get inside, deep inside. But my question is, why we went to Afghanistan?
It was just a search for bin Laden, wasn't it? And he was hiding in Afghanistan.
If we search for bin Laden, we can send 20 or 50 special force Australian or American to go get him on Tora Bora Mountain. But it's a lot of questions. My father always told me, do not get involved with religion and politics because you're not going to win. It's better to know the spill the beans. But every government has a plan. Every government has issues, and every government making money.
There's a whole other agenda there. You could have just stood on top of the hill and said, he's here, let's get him, and let's fuck off. But no, there's a whole other agenda.
But you have to understand, invading of Afghanistan, a lot of people made the money. Weapon company made the money.
War and crisis makes money.
Yeah, everybody made money. And guess who got killed? Poor Australian, poor soldier, Australian and German and American, Afghan.
Innocent Afghans.
But guess who didn't get rich? The rich people and the weapon people didn't get rich.
Let's park that for a second.
That was a very deep conversation.
Oh, look, but it's fascinating because like I'm an ignorant Australian. On the
I talked to you for almost 1 hour. You're the most intelligent person in the world, and I'm very admired to know you. I'm honored to know you, and I'm telling you, this is my house. When you come next time, my house is your house.
Mi casa es su casa. I love that. And dude, so you go over as a combat interpreter.
Yes, sir.
Wow. And do your service. How long were you doing that before you got out of that? How long were you doing that before you got back into the movies?
I did it 2009, 2010, 2014, and I released, and that's why I put the information together, write this beautiful book.
So you did the time in the military and then come out with a book.
Yes.
Perfect.
And the reason I wrote this book, I want to tell the truth, what I saw, what I see, and why I went to Afghanistan, why I'm here right now.
So you've got Marines, movie, the book. You've also done quite a bit of motivational speaking as well, which is awesome, which is, what we connected on. So tell me what you've done there and what sort of gigs and what sort of lights you up about doing that.
A lot of American, Australian, other countries, they take advantage. They take it for granted for their beautiful country. Australia, Germany, Holland, and America, all these other countries. They take it for granted. I came as a refugee in this beautiful country. I saw America or Australia, London, all the other countries, the land of opportunity. This country, they can be anyone you want to be. And I want to be a motivational speaker to wake up American, wake up Australian, British, other countries to do not take it for granted, these beautiful countries. These countries give you a shelter. These countries, we all immigrant. We all coming from somewhere else, century. And we should not take advantage. As an Afghan immigrant, I came here and I follow my dream, follow my passion, follow what I care about. I'm always says I'm Afghan-born American, Afghan-born and American citizen. And I always say Afghanistan is my birth country and America is my adopted country. I would never deny that because of this country done so much. Australia done so much for Afghan and other nationality, and British done, the other countries done. We as an immigrant, we should appreciate these countries give us citizenship. Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Abu Dhabi, all those countries, they never gave us citizenship. I don't want to badmouth them. I don't want to talk bad about them. But these countries, Australia, America, and other countries, give us citizenship. We should appreciate these countries more. In my advice to Australian and American and British and other countries, please do not take it for granted. Those countries, the most beautiful countries in the world.
Yeah, 100,000%, dude. And it only takes, that I think when we were talking over coffee, there's a big push. There's a big push for a compulsory gap year after high school for young adults to take in America. And people are, I think kids are doing it more and more. They're not going straight from high school into university. And I've got two 17-year-old twin boys here, and they're considering taking half a gap year or a gap year going from high school to university. Because, in that gap year, there's travel. What does travel give you? Tolerance, appreciation, gratitude, and the list goes on. And you see the world, and you don't have that blindsided, myopic view of the world and become so insular. I think that would be awesome. I don't think the government can mandate that, but at the end of the day, it would breed a lot more tolerance, wouldn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you have to look Australia, America, other countries. They give us shelter. In my eyes, I appreciate this country more than you guys because you guys have electricity, you guys have water, you guys have everything, and some of you guys take it for granted, and that's not fair. That's not fair.
So how can we instill that gratitude on a day-to-day basis if we're not from the background that you're from? Like if you're going to teach a white American, a white Australian, or, anyone who's born and bred in the country to be more grateful, what sort of pieces of advice? I mean, you've got your story as a Trojan horse, of course, but what kind of pieces of advice? How can we practice that gratitude on a day-to-day basis?
I would like to take it back from you. I will never give you advice because nobody asked me for advice. I would like to share my experience.
That's a great way. That's a great way to do it. I'm actually asking you for advice because I need to be more grateful. So I'm asking you for advice.
I will never give you advice.
Please, doctor, for him, tell me.
I will never give you advice. I would love to share my experience and my tip. I would love to give you guys tip. And I know English is very complicated language. When the person say, let me give you advice, did I ask you for advice? No. Let me give you a tip, and let me experience my life, what I've been through. That was a good question. First of all, when you wake up in the morning, you walk from your room to the restroom using toilet, electricity, hot water, cold water, shower. You go downstairs or upstairs, turn on your coffee, and you walk in your garage, turn on your car, and you drive in the freeway. You guys call it freeway? Highway.
Highway, freeway, road.
Yeah, and drive in the highway, and you go to your office. You have a beautiful desk. You have a beautiful secretary. We don't have all these things. We worry when we wake up in the morning. We worry about the planes bombing us. We worry about how to warm our water. We worry how to make our tea, which is we Afghan more into teas, not coffees. We worry how to take a shower, warm it up water, which is we don't take a shower every day, which is very complicated because we don't have enough wood or gas or hot waters to take a shower every 2 other days. We take a shower. These small things like you open your fridge full of food. You have a gas. Your cooking is ready. Everything is ready and you guys throw food leftover left and right in trash can. We worry about what we're gonna eat tomorrow. What do you guys worry about not to eat tomorrow? I don't want to be fat. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be this. Well, I don't give a shit. We care about what we're gonna eat tomorrow. What you guys care about, oh, well, I want to eat salad. I want to be in good shapes. I'm not trying to insult Australian or American or other countries. You are taking advantage of that. Why don't you be in my tip to American or Australian? Send your children to Africa, Afghanistan, India, live there for 2 weeks to understand the value of living. Then bring them back, then they will know what's going on.
Drop the mic. Boom. That's I think I got emotional. I needed to hear that, bro. We need to hear that. That's why you're in these freaking movies, because you're a freaking amazing storyteller. You could have just given me, here's my top 3 tips. No, you took me right to that place, and that's what great storytelling.
My recommendation for the government of Australia, America, Canada, British, send your children to Africa, Mexico, Afghanistan for 3 weeks, please, before they become 7, 8 years old, to understand the value of hot water, cold water, tennis shoes, t-shirt, jacket, electricity, off, on, this little things. I mean, look at this. Watch this. Dark, light. What that means? That means light, beautiful.
Wow.
I mean, we've been blessed by this. Look.
Amazing.
We are blessed.
Yeah.
We are blessed.
Mindfulness.
Look at this.
Mindfulness, I know. Mindfulness in positive psychology is all about being present, being conscious of all the little things that we take for granted, and really getting into the experience, like conscious eating, like eating the food and thinking about where that food came from and what's happening right now, and thinking about how many people around the world haven't got food like this, and the running toilet and the roads and the sewerage and everything, like that is an amazing wake-up call. Very cool.
One night leftover Vegas restaurant. One night. It can feed the whole Africa. They can feed the whole India and Pakistan.
What? One night of food of left, because I know that 50% of the food. Oh, we're going to go off here, people. So if you're listening and watching here, we're about to get angry. So I heard this statistic years ago that half of the food that is served around the world, especially in Australia and North America, especially North America, is thrown out. Half of the food served is thrown out. Check that out. So you're saying that one night in Las Vegas,
leftover restaurants
would feed what?
The whole Africa for a month.
The whole of Africa for a month?
Yes, sir.
Oh, where do I mean, hey, team, my podcast team, please fact check that, because that is one fucked up statistic. Oh my God. True. Well, it makes sense.
Let's not go too far. Between you and I, at your home, how much you put food in trash can, how much I put in trash can? At least for 10 people.
Too much. Yeah.
I
like to eat a lot, though. I must say, I like my calories, and I like to eat everything on my plate. I don't throw much out. Maybe that was my upbringing, but I get it. And I think that we all need to take.
I want to ask you one more question, Australian, American, British, and Canadian. When you brush your teeth, how much time you left the water open?
No. Yeah. I don't. I don't, because I'm very conscious of water wastage. I don't personally, but I totally get it.
It takes me 4 hours, go to the mountain of Afghanistan, bring a bucket of water to feed my mom and dad, my sister and brother, to make a tea, wash our face, and wash dishes.
Fucking hell. I don't.
And how much water we wasted when we brush our. I yelled to my lady, honey, why you leave the water on? She left the lights on. She left the stuff on. I'm not trying to badmouth her. She grew up in this country. She's American. She don't understand the value of this electricity.
Yeah, and you're not doing it from a place of you're not saying this from a place of trying to make us feel guilty. Just realizations and gratitude, and that's what it's all about.
I'm not here to give you guys advice. I share my experience.
It's reality. That's what it is. Hey, look, what's next, my friend? You've got Superman coming out, which is just absolutely amazing. What role are you playing in Superman?
Okay, I want to give you guys good news, American, British, Irish, or Australian.
You're playing an Australian.
Finally, I'm not playing a terrorist.
Really?
I'm playing a good guy, and thanks to James Gunn, accept me as a distinguished look, a weatherman, and I don't want to give too much information because I signed NDA. And I'm very extremely honored to work with James Gunn, the the director. He's the best director ever, and I can't wait to express our movie. Superman was coming out July 2025, and please watch it. And I'm not gonna give you too much information.
No. Please don't.
I don't want to get in trouble.
No. I'm so happy for you, dude. Like that's a real breakthrough, isn't it?
Thank you. A breakthrough with Rod Casva, with Bill Murray. I was a father, and lately, our characters kind of going down because no more Afghanistan, no more terrorists.
No more terrorism.
Now more the white guys and the Russian, the Ukrainian.
Yes.
Finally, the white guys took over from us.
So just when we were speaking about this, when we were having coffee, we were laughing that all the bad guys were the terrorists from Afghan, and now they're Russians. You know, next it'll be might be Australians. Who knows? Next the bad guys in movies.
You have to understand, Hollywood typecast. You remember those Japanese bad people, German was bad people, Russian was bad people. Then we took over the bad people. Now the Russian took over from us.
It'll be China next. They're probably the Chinese
next.
Yeah, something. Awesome. That's so cool, mate. I love that, and the fact that you've got so many opportunities to extend your art, to really push the envelope in terms of what your artistry out there in the world. And you've done that through writing, obviously through your speaking, and also obviously through movies as well. And I can't wait to see, where you go with this. And I know I got a feeling that Superman's going to be a real breakthrough for you. And I know you're not going to tell us everything about it, but I can see that weathered and distinguished look. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. I can see that being multifaceted. And boom. There's the screenshot, team, right there. We just got that screenshot of the weathered and distinguished look, mate. How can people? We'll have to end it here. I'd love to talk more, but I know you're busy. How can people connect with you more?
You can go Amazon, FahimSpeaks.com, and the first Afghan-born American actor on social media. And I don't want to more bragging about myself.
Don't worry, we'll do it for you.
I'm here to support you guys. Any tips, if you guys need it, you're welcome to go to FahimSpeaks.com and reach me. And I'm honored to give my tips to you guys as an honor. Especially, I love Australian people, the most beautiful people in the world.
Thank you, my brother. And I'm so stoked to connect with you. I know this won't be the last time that we'll connect.
Like I say, any Australian, welcome to Dana Point, California. My house, your house, especially you. You're welcome anytime, buddy.
Love that, buddy. Love that. Guys, thanks so much for watching and listening to the Bucket List Life podcast. Once again, make sure you like, subscribe, love heart, all that good stuff, and share this episode with your mates, with your family, with your co-workers, and to get this story, Fahim's story of inspiration out there in the world. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks so much for listening to the Bucket List Life podcast with the world's #1 bucket list expert, Trav Bell. For more great content, go to www.thebucketlistguy.com. We'll see you next time.